It's 8 o'clock, and you're watching Good Day OK.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us. Take a look at the fog this morning.
It's really thick out there,
I
Mars.
know. Not really getting much better either. I mean, I think it will about 10 o'clock this morning, but really for the next couple of hours, it's rainy, it's foggy. Not a good time to be outside if you can avoid it. Allow for a lot of extra time if you do have to be out there. We do have a dense fog advisory in effect through 10 o'clock this morning. That's when our fog is going to start to lift, although we may have some foggy areas through about midday today. We're also dealing with some light rain. Now we are seeing an end to that rain as far as west and southwest Oklahoma goes. Even in the metro, most of that rain beginning to move off to the north and east. So rain will be ending, and then fog will be clearing about midday. So we'll see a break from all this between about noon to 4, and then we have another round of thunderstorms coming in this afternoon and evening. Some of those could be pretty strong later on today as a cold front moves in. Highs will be in the upper 50s. We've got your back, and I'll time out those storm chances later today. Coming up in your Storm Watch forecast.
Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic update. Good morning. 8:01 this morning. We have a couple things that are causing a lot of slowdowns across the metro. Of course, you're seeing just normal backup on I-35 and on I-40. A lot of reds right there. But something that is causing some concern, some power lines that are down right here just south of I-40 on Exchange Avenue. We have 2 injury accidents that came in not too long ago. This one right here in a neighborhood near Penn and Edmond Road. But another one that's causing a lot more backup is right here. Injury crash on Lake Hefner Parkway, the on-ramp and Memorial Road eastbound, causing a lot of backup in that area. Now, to get around it, we've got your back. You can take exit northwest 150th to May Avenue and then get back on to Kilpatrick Turnpike from there. But again, a big backup. Let's take a live look with our Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic tracker at that crash right now. You can see some pretty significant damage to that car. Now, I just talked to Oklahoma City Police Department about 10 minutes ago. They tell me that this is a non-injury single vehicle crash. They say that the person in the car got out and then the vehicle caught on fire. So right now, crews are working to clear that scene. One road or one lane is blocked right now, but traffic is moving across very slowly. We're going to keep an eye on it because you never wait more than 10 minutes for traffic and weather together.
Thanks, Wayne. Breaking overnight, a man shot in northwest Oklahoma City has died.
Fox 25 Sharday Gray is live from the police headquarters this morning. Sharday, any new details about the case?
Well, good morning, Chris and Jasmine. We're hoping to learn some new details as police are investigating this deadly shooting, which they say that they're looking for a motive, including a suspect. Take a look at your screen really quick. This is video of that scene from last night. Oklahoma City police say that they were called out to an apartment complex near Northwest 23rd and Meridian last night around 9:30 after getting reports of a shooting. They didn't find a victim at the scene, but later found out the victim had gotten a ride to a hospital where he died. Officers are now searching for any suspects, and at last check, no one has been arrested. As we mentioned before, that they are still looking for a suspect. So if you have any information, you're urged to call the Oklahoma City Police. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Sharday. And this morning, we are learning more about a deadly shooting at a Del City Walmart.
Yeah, Del City police say a security guard tried to stop a shoplifting suspect Saturday night when police were trying to arrest the man. He tried to shoot the security guard. At that point, a police officer shot the man, killing him. Both the security guard and a police officer were injured in the shooting, are expected to be okay. We're waiting for more details on the man who was killed. Stay with Good Day OK for the latest.
Breaking news, Denver public school teachers have walked out of the classroom, sparking the district's first teacher strike in 25 years. We're live in Denver right now as teachers are rallying. I believe this is outside of South High School, where we just heard from the Denver Classroom Teachers Association president and lead negotiator. Now, negotiations broke down between teachers and school officials on Saturday. Teachers are seeking a pay raise and a restructuring of how their bonus system works. They were unable to come to a compromise, and that's led to the strike starting today. According to Denver Public Schools, about 2,100 teachers district-wide have called out for today. They are going to try and keep schools open. It's with substitute teachers. That's expected to cost about $400,000 a day. The governor says he will let the strike go on unless that total starts to accumulate there. So we're going to be keeping tabs on this. We'll bring you live looks into Denver here from the live desk.
All those teachers coming out of that school there, Dan. Thank you. Corrections officials are looking for this man, David McCullough. Officials say he cut off his ankle monitor last Monday and hasn't been seen since. He was serving time for burglary, car theft, and assault and battery on a police officer. Officials believe he is armed and dangerous and has threatened suicide by cop before. So if you see him, call the Escapee hotline. That number is on your screen.
Listen up, Edmond commuters. We've got your back with a construction alert that begins today. Work to resurface 2 one-mile sections near the intersection of Sorghum Mill and Kelly is going to start today. That project expected to take about 4 weeks, depending on the weather. The roadways are going to stay open during construction, but there are going to be some lane reductions. Edmond officials encourage you to find an alternate route if possible. And here's a look at where this construction is going to take place. You can see right here in the red the 2 streets that'll be seeing construction delays. Again, that project's going to last about 4 weeks.
New this morning, Governor Stitt says he'll sign every anti-abortion bill that makes it to his desk. This year, there are at least 11 of them filed. One is Senate Bill 13, which would make abortion a felony homicide. This means anyone who gets an abortion could get life in prison, no exception. And the law says even the federal government can't override it. There's a rally scheduled tomorrow at the state capitol in support of Senate Bill 13. Senator Jason Dunnington says the state should instead be looking at ways to prevent abortions, like teaching comprehensive sex education in schools and providing better access to contraceptives. No more smoking or vaping on city property in Purcell. The ban also includes smokeless tobacco. The Purcell Register is reporting the City Council passed its most restrictive ordinance to date against tobacco and vaping products. That means you'll no longer be able to use the products at city parks, picnic areas, bike paths, or golf courses. First-time offenders will get a warning. After that, you'll have to pay a fine. The city says the ban will give them a better opportunity to apply for up to $50,000 in grants from TSET.
8:07 right now. A judge presiding over Oklahoma County's mental health court says the county jail is not a safe place for inmates with mental health issues. Special Judge Gary Walke told the Oklahoman that the mental health court will no longer keep participants waiting for treatment at the county jail. Instead, they'll be released on their own recognizance. This decision comes a month after 29-year-old U.S. Army veteran Kristen Gonzalez died in her cell at the jail. Her cause of death has not been released, but Gonzalez had been in jail for 3 months while the county public defender's office searched for a mental health treatment facility for her. She had been treated for PTSD, depression, and anxiety. Well, this morning we are checking out a restaurant that's had a reputation for a great atmosphere as well as a pretty exquisite cuisine.
Yeah, we've already seen a few things there. Fox 25's Malcolm Tubbs is at Chef Curry to Go this morning. Malcolm.
Yeah, hey Chris, hey Jasmine, hanging out here with Lisa Curry. She is the, I guess, counterpart to make this magic happen here, Chef Curry to Go. Now, we were talking about some of the exquisite cuisine that they serve up and they have on the menu, but also the amazing atmosphere. And what adds to the atmosphere is these really cool pieces of artwork from a lot of local and renowned artists from our great state. But I know this piece is from Zonley Lumen. I know that artist tag right there. Now, he's an amazing artist, but the fact that you have a piece here and you sell them to some of your guests if they like, right?
Yes, so these all of our pieces are for sale, and most of them are local artists here. This is his second piece that he sold his first one and then put the running of the horse on the wall.
So who are some of the other artists we have?
So we have Ebony Iman Dallas, and she has 3 pieces in here, and I call her the activist artist because most of her pieces are of activists.
I love that.
That we have hanging in here.
Yeah.
And then our other pieces, these 2 are by Stacy Monday, and she is originally from Tulsa. She lived here in the city for a while. She currently lives in Dallas, but she's also in art, and I believe that she started her art as therapy for her.
Wow.
And she also did it because she didn't see a lot of African American art work and things that resembled her, so she started creating her own art.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And these 3 pieces in the back are Rachel Travis, and she's a local artist here in Oklahoma City as well. She has the horse, and then she does really good flower drawings.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I guess if you want to come in and get some great grub, but also maybe purchase some artwork, you can do that here at Chef Curry to Go.
Yes, all of them are for sale.
There we go. There we go. Guys, back to you.
Very nice artwork there. I love it.
Beautiful. If you want more information about Chef Curry to go to our website. Dense fog makes it real tough to see when you're driving.
Yeah, it could be a challenge. We've got your back with what you need to do to stay safe while driving in it. According to State Farm, you need to minimize distractions. Don't touch your cell phone and keep the stereo turned down, very low. Slow down. A low speed will help you react to other cars on the road. Roll down your window to listen for emergency vehicles. Use the right edge of the road as a guide to help you stay in your lane and not drift to the middle. And drive with low beams. This is the big one here because a lot of times people think you're supposed to put on your high beams, but you're not supposed to do that. And fog lights, you don't want to use those. The light reflects off the fog, making it very hard to see.
Yeah, I mean, that visibility this morning was just really bad. It is getting a little bit better, but still, it's going to be a foggy couple of hours here, even some light rain on and off, kind of hindering that visibility as well. Roads are pretty wet out there, too. This first round of rain will be moving off to the north and east by noon, and we could even see some breaks in the clouds there throughout the middle part of your day. But then a cold front comes in. Look at this. More thunderstorms will develop along this front between about 4 and 5 today, so your evening commute, we could be looking at some thunderstorms around. Not a big severe threat today, but some rumbles of thunder, some heavy rain that could be possible later on this afternoon. 57 today, we're at 53 tomorrow, and a nice warm up for Wednesday and Thursday before our next cold front arrives into the weekend. Yeah, those highs will be back in the 40s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got you back with how strong those winds are going to get for the middle part of the week coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic update. Good morning, everyone. Traffic is picking up, so we've got your back this morning with some alternative routes that you can take before you head out the door to work or whatever you have to be doing this morning. So if you're coming up I-35 northbound, you can always take Eastern Avenue to get around that traffic. If you're coming eastbound on I-44, you can always take Portland Avenue. Or if you're coming I-40 eastbound, you can always take Northwest 10th or Reno. And if you're coming from Northwest OKC, you can always take Kelly or Western. Right now, we're at a pretty severe wreck. Let's take a live look at Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic tracker. I know you're thinking it's a pretty bad wreck right there, but actually police tell us that this was a non-injury wreck. They say the driver actually got out of his vehicle after the crash, and then after that, the car just set on fire. And so he's pretty lucky to get away from that. And we're going to have an update from Chip Maxim in just 10 minutes because he never wait more than 10 minutes for traffic and weather together.
Thanks, Wayne. Coming up, a $93 million bond is about to be voted on in Edmond. It's going to improve schools. Joining us coming up next, we're going to sit down with Edmond Superintendent Brett Town to discuss the measures that would be taken if the bond passes.
Let's take you right back out to Denver, Colorado right now. Denver public school teachers striking this morning. You can see them outside the state capitol right now. Right now, it appears that the teachers from the district are kind of spread out throughout the city. Some in front of individual schools, some at the administration building, some at the capitol here. We'll see if they'll get together. We're also keeping tabs on the U.S. Secretary of State starting a trip to Eastern Europe today. Mike Pompeo going to visit Hungary today. It'll be the first time a Secretary of State has been there since 2011. He's going to Slovakia tomorrow. First trip for a Secretary of State in 20 years. And then he'll join Vice President Mike Pence in Poland later this week on a conference on Iran.
Thank you, Dan. 8:16 right now. Edmond Public Schools is asking the public for $93 million in a bond that would improve security at schools. It'll also build a couple of elementary schools and renovate the entrance to Edmond Memorial High School. There's a lot of stuff worked into this bond. Property taxes, though, would remain the same. The Edmond District has passed 58 straight bond issues now since 1959. And joining me this morning is Superintendent Brett Town. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us today.
Well, it's been a couple of years since Edmond passed about a $100 million bond from voters. The last one, we had student safety, technology, and building improvements in that 2017 bond. How is this new bond different from what voters passed a couple of years ago?
Well, the two major components of this bond are the two new elementaries. One will be the first Edmond school east of I-35. It'll be an elementary, and then we have another planned elementary in the Quail Springs Mall area to address growth in that area, especially apartments that are being built.
Can you help put in perspective for our viewers just how fast Edmond continues to grow?
Well, we continue to grow about 400 to 500 students a year. We're down a little bit this year, but over the last 10 years, we've had about 10% of the student growth in the whole state of Oklahoma.
And included in this bond is also some new classrooms for existing buildings that would also kind of double as storm shelters, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right. We have two schools that We weren't able to do the sheltering as we thought in the last bond, so Cross Timbers gets a multi-purpose room, which will be their shelter, and Will Rogers gets a multi-purpose room, which will be their shelter, and that finishes the shelters out at that point.
We've got about $3 million worked in here to change up the windows at schools with this new, there's a new coating for the windows, this new technology that would help for student safety. Can you tell us about that?
Well, that has to do with the part of the student safety component, but it's a shatterproof glass film that, you know, as we've done the research, the way intruders get in is they shoot the glass out and then they walk in, and this film will delay an intruder like that 2 to 3 minutes, which will allow people to call the police, get the police there, shelter in place, or get out of the building. So we think it's something that will really help improve the security.
Well, while we have you here, we just saw what Denver was doing this morning. Denver teachers are striking for the first time in about 25 years. What would you like to see the state legislature do this session to help out the educational situation here in Oklahoma?
Well, I'd like to see a combination of teacher and support employee pay raises, and also more money in the formula that will help us hire more teachers, reduce our class sizes, add back programs, and give teachers the money they need for books and supplies in the classroom.
At the administrative level in Edmond, are there any conversations going on about the possibility of another walkout or another strike?
No, we're not. We're not talking about that. We believe that that this legislature and this new governor needs to have an opportunity to set things right and continue the path that was set last year.
All right. You feel good about the bond's chances tomorrow?
I never take anything for granted, but I think Edmond is a very supportive community when it comes to education.
What, make it 59 in a row, bonds passed?
Well, I'd love that.
Well, Mr. Town, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Tossing it over to Marcy now.
That's right. Yeah, we have a new update on our dense fog advisory. It was just expanded through noon today. That was just released about 10 minutes ago. So now we're looking at this foggy weather sticking around through noon today. Along and east of 35, visibility is, or along and west of 35, that is, visibility is going to be less than 1/4 mile. And there's going to be times where it may clear up a little bit. In fact, right now, downtown Oklahoma City, our Bricktown camera there, looking a little bit better than it was about 30 minutes ago, but still, it's going to be in and out really all morning long. We still even have some light rain that's happening right now. All of that moving out by noon today, though. Winds will start to pick up ahead of this cold front, and that's going to clear the fog about noon today. But when that cold front does move in this afternoon, about 5 p.m., we could see more scattered showers and thunderstorms develop. So your evening commute may be a little bit rainy and stormy with some gusty winds and some small hail continuing with some of those storms through about 7 to 8 o'clock this evening. Not a big severe threat today, but some stronger thunderstorms will be possible. Sunshine coming back tomorrow, and then we have a big warm up for the middle part of the week. Temperatures will be warmer today than what they were over the weekend for sure. In the low 40s this morning, our high today will be 57 degrees. It gets colder, a little bit colder tomorrow, but close to average at 53 for a high with sunny skies. And then Wednesday and Thursday going to be very windy, but warmer, 62 Wednesday, 68 on Thursday. And then it gets cold again. We are in February after all, with highs back in the 40s Friday through the weekend.
Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic update. That rain and fog that we're seeing is causing a number of crashes across the metro. We have at least a dozen crashes across the metro right now. Most of these are non-injury crashes, but there are 2 that we're following that are injury crashes, unfortunately. But right now, let's take a look at some average speeds across the metro. I-35 is pretty slow. Our slowest right now, 43 miles per hour northbound. And if you're going up I-44 eastbound, take you about 43 miles per hour right there. I-40 eastbound, 38 miles per hour in that area. I-235 southbound, 54 miles per hour, and I-40 westbound, 57 miles per hour. Let's check in with our Lucky Star Casino steer clear traffic tracker, Chip Maxim. Chip, you're at a pretty bad wreck. Do you have any update for us?
Yeah, they're still working to clear out this accident. Earlier, we are, well, first off, this is the Lake Capner Parkway southbound right at the Kilpatrick Turnpike exit. Now, earlier we had a lane of the exit ramp blocked off. All the lanes of the exit ramp are now open, but we're still dealing with the closure of one of the lanes southbound on Lake Capner Parkway, and you can see they're working to pick up the last pieces of debris from this crash and help to put it inside of that really damaged vehicle there. Once they clean up all of those pieces of the car and kind of clear off the roadway, we'll see this opening back up. But for now, we're still down to just one lane southbound Lake Hafner Parkway right here at the Kilpatrick.
All right, thank you, Chip. Now wait more than 10 minutes for traffic and weather together.
Wayne, thank you. Up next, we can pretty much do anything with our cell phones, even look for a new home.
We got your back breaking down how the new Home Shop app works and the safety features included.